already know just where I be, dog. I ain't being cocky, but Philly what I'm reppin'. Watch me check it like it's hockey. I ain't tryna get it twisted. If you get it, then you got me. If you with it, cool. If not, I'll treat you like a Tamagotchi. I'ma let you down point. Yeah, I never disappoint.
What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. Welcome back to episode number 28 of the Seattle Attack franchise mode. You guys remember last episode, we built our way up to the postseason. Last episode, we officially clinched a playoff spot. However, we have a very, very tough opponent in the first round in the case of the Vancouver Canucks. So let's give you guys a quick reminder of what we're going up against in this one. That's not the team we're going up against. That's Anaheim. What's going on in Vancouver here? This is the team. So they got a very, very stacked forward group as it is. They're 4 deep down the middle. You know, they have good players all around. And then their defense, a little bit weaker. However, they have a great top line. You know, a good, I guess, more of like a shutdown second line. And then they have a third line. And a very good goaltender in net with Thatcher Demko, 91 overall. So we are up against a really, really good challenge here. So I guess it's throw all the stats out the window. It's playoff time. Anything can happen here in the playoffs. Let's see what can happen. Hopefully this will be a long video and we make it super far. But if it's not, I guess we'll just move on into the offseason and, you know, rebuild our team for it to be a, you know, Stanley Cup contender. So it's game number 1. We're heading away. AHL team's also in the playoffs down here, facing off against Rochester. Good luck to them in the AHL, the Calder Cup playoffs. But our focus is, of course, in the NHL here. Now, I've talked on long enough. Let's start it off. April 2023, Game 1 against Vancouver. Let's get it going. Simulate game. Put it on super speed here. 8 times sim speed. What's going to happen here? Okay. Nothing. I mean, a few shots, but that's about it. Power play for Vancouver. Nothing on it. Wonder who took that penalty. Actually, I can check. It doesn't really matter that much. But okay, so they get a late one here. Oh, they get 2 late goals. What was that? So Strome looks like he scores in between the hash marks with a minute left. And then Jeff Skinner comes down immediately. And I'm guessing first shot after, you know, that happens, that he scores. 9 seconds later. That is not the end of the first period that we really wanted. I was about to say, you know, we're about to wrap up the first period, you know, at a 0-0 game. Well, that's a bit changed now. Let's continue on here. Second period, we can come back. Still got lots of hockey to play. However, Jeff Skinner puts it at 3-0, giving him 2 goals on the night. Back-to-back power plays for us doesn't end up happening. You know, another power play for Vancouver. Nothing happens. So we're out shooting him right now. However, they're out scoring us. Another goal. Jake Virtanen makes it 4-0. And yeah, when I said this was going to be a tough challenge, I kind of figured it was going to be a real tough challenge. But we're out shooting them still. But we're taking a lot of penalties, I've noticed. That's like, what, the 5th power play of the game? Or something like that. And then we've had, what, 2 or 3, I think? So that's not what you want to see. However, we get a late one to at least ruin the shutout. Who was that? Lindholm on Demko with a minute and a half left. So let's go take a look at the stats real quick. So I'm kind of curious. So we outshot them, but what are the other stats? So 2 goals in the first and second for Vancouver. 1 in the third from us. Shots. Okay, so 34-28. So we outshot them. Face-off. So I guess we won that battle a little bit. That's just so confusing, though. I mean, it kind of seems like we're doing well, but they just did something to do it right. Thatcher Demko, Jeff Skinner, and Tobias Ryder as the 3 stars of the game. At least we ruined the shutout, I guess. But still, we want that win. We want to get the wins under our belt early so that we don't have to, you know, get a huge comeback at the end. But game number 2, we're staying in Vancouver. It looks like our AHL team, Portland, won their first game against Rochester. Game 2, it looks like they're copying us as far as series go. But here we go. Game 2, let's have a better start. We get an early power play. We can't do anything with it. We have still tons of shots. Another power play. Shoo. We're just not having any luck on the power play right now. 3 minutes left. We're doubling them in shots. Alright, so the end of the period with a power play. However, nothing on it. Let's continue on. Second period time. What's going to happen? Another power play for Vancouver. Alright, so shots are even up a little bit. Halfway through the second. Still 0-0 game. There we go. Brock Besser on his old teammate Thatcher Demko. Let's continue on. Jake Vertinen, the fourth liner, gets it right back. And they're back on the power play yet again. Heading into the third. Tied up 1-1. A goal by Besser from us. And a goal by Vertinen for Vancouver. Here we go. Third period time. It looks like they're out shooting us this game. Can we bring it back? I know we can. Third period time. Who's going to step up for us? Another power play for Vancouver. There we go. Adrian Kempe, fourth line left wing. Would Ryan Dzingel would have done that? I don't know. But Kempe comes up huge. Puts us to a 2-1 advantage. What's going to happen here? There we go. Bo Horvat. I believe that was an empty netter. Bo Horvat again makes it 4-0. Or 4-1, excuse me. And we end up taking game number 2. 4-1 victory. Horvat with 2 goals, Kempe with a goal, and Besser with a goal. Three third period goals. Kind of tough to say there. Looks like Fitzpatrick, Horvat, and Demko were the 3 stars of the game. You love to see that from our team. A huge bounce back performance. Tied up 1-1 going to game number 3. We're tied up 1-1. However, Portland is leading 2-0 in their series. They are playing a best of 5, so it's the first of 3. So the next game for us could be the last one in round number 1, at least in the AHL. But let's continue on here in the NHL, where we're heading home. We're heading back to the Seattle Megadome, to where all of us Seattle fans are going to be there, are going to be cheering us on, and we're going to continue on. Hopefully we can continue the momentum into game number 3. Keep it going. All right, here we go. First period time. We got 10 minutes left. Another power play for Vancouver. I feel like that's half of the words I've said so far. But here we go. End of the period. Gets out without any goals. We're out shooting by a couple. However, still lots of hockey to play. Another power play for us. There we go. Brock Besser. That might have been a 4-minute power play. I'm not exactly sure. But Brock Besser gets a goal for us. Another power play. And it looks like that power play was actually huge for us. Not only did it give us a goal, but it gave us a bunch of opportunities. We had tons more shots after that one. We were doubling them up in shots. However, they went on a little bit of a streak of good defense and good offense for them at least. Here we go. Third period time. Can we maintain the lead? We got 1. Can we get a second one here? Can't do that on the penalty kill. Well, we could, but highly unlikely. But 10 minutes left. 8 minutes left. Come on. Maintain this lead. Just hold on, boys. Under 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. There we go. Game number 3 comes to us, putting us 2-1 in the series. 3 stars of the game: Fitzpatrick, Demko, and Brock Besser. It seems like the goaltenders are stealing the show as far as the 3 stars go. Pretty sure at least one of them's been in there every single game so far. But, this is a good series so far. We're up 2-1. Game 4 time. Actually, Portland lost that next game, so they're now, tying with us at 2-1. Hopefully this will be a big game for both of us. We can, for Portland, it would be the series clincher. For us, it would put us in a great position where we're not guaranteed, but we're in a very, very good spot. So let's see. Game number 4. We're still in Seattle. That went so quick, it didn't even register for me. There we go. Tobias Ryder ends up taking the lead early for Vancouver. Get an early one on Fitzpatrick from a pretty low angle. So I wonder how that one would have went in. But all right, we can go back from that. That's 1 goal. I know it's the playoffs, but we got this. All right. Period number 2 here. Let's go to all periods. There we go. So it looks like we're out shooting them right now. A power play. Can we score? Was that a 4-minute? That might have been a 4-minute. But we need to do better on the power play. Because we keep getting those, odd man, situations. And we're just not taking advantage of it too much. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do about that. Either way, third period time. Early power play. There we go. Brock Besser, another goal. However, quickly answered with a power play for Vancouver. However, nothing ends up on it. But Besser gets his, what? It says 3rd or 4th goal of the postseason so far against his former team. 2 minutes left here. And we're going to overtime. Who's going to take it here? Place your bets down in the comment section below. Looks like Vancouver's out shooting us. However, it's still a tied game. Shots don't mean much when goals don't go in. So who's going to take it here? Halfway through overtime. Power play. Oh, jeez. The power play put the game out of hand for us. Nolan Patrick gets the goal. 9:21 into overtime. Where was that goal? That was right in front of the net. Defense has got to clear that puck out. I don't know how it got there, obviously, but got to do something there. So, again, both the goalies are in the 3 stars. Tobias Ryder gets the goal. He got the first goal. So, we need to get the lead and keep the lead is what I'm seeing here. So, all right, we got an injury here. Alenko has a strained hamstring April 25th. And it looks, I didn't see exactly where. I think we're on like the 18th or something like that. We called up Dobson instead of putting Griffin Reinhart in the lineup. I just felt like having that right-hand defenseman in the lineup, was just helpful. I do like that more than, having another left-handed one in the lineup. Plus, I want to see what he can do in obviously a tough situation. Plus, as soon as Shattenkirk's gone, basically he's going to be moved up. So, here we go. I mean, we got a game 5 down in the AHL there. Winner takes all. Where are they playing? They're playing in Portland. So, that's a huge game for them. Good luck to them. Hopefully, they can bring it home, get past the first round. However, we're also tied up 2-2 here in the NHL. Let's continue on. Actually, we want to simulate that day first before we try to simulate the game. But here we go. Let's get it in. We got a little bit of a different lineup going. We got Dobson in for Alanko with the injury, of course. Let's go to 8x speed. Goals. Let's keep it going here. Power play. A couple minutes into the game for both teams. Nothing ends up happening on that one. All right, another power play. Can we get it? Was it the 4-minute-er or was it a major? It was one of the two. I couldn't tell. We're absolutely crushing it here in the first period. However, no goals were on the board, but 14-4 in shots indicates to me that we're doing something right. But another power play for us doesn't end up going our way. Wow, look at the shots. 23-6. It was just 23-4 at one point. But we're dominant. There we go. Cody Glass, our third-line center on Thatcher Demko. You love to see that. At least from the shots perspective, this game doesn't look like it should be close. But, oh, I did not want to do that. Okay, well, we won game 5. Did not mean to press on, skip through. So it looks like we had a couple of goals in the third period, where we had Hoffman score for us. We had Lindros score for us. And then they had Jeff Skinner get a goal, ruining the shutout. But I want to go look at something real quick. Now, you obviously see the goals there, but I want to go to shots. They had 9 shots in the first 2 periods. And then they had 15 in the third. So, whatever they were doing in the first 2 periods, it looked like they fixed it. But let's check the 3 stars. Fitzpatrick once again, Hoffman, and Lindros. Huge game for us. We're leading now 3-2. So Alanko is ready to come back. However, with a hamstring injury, from my experience with injuries in the game, it's usually if you play them while they're injured with a hamstring, they usually get injured right away again. So we're in a good spot right now. We won last game, pretty convincingly. And, no matter what, after this game, we'll put Alanko back in our lineup. But I don't want to injure him right away again. But either way, game 5, we won. So game 6 now. It looks like also our AHL team is moving on to the second round at least. But here we go. Game number 6. We're leading 3-2 in the series. A huge power play for us. was 5-on-3 at one point. However, no conversions, 0 goals on the board so far. Ooh, another goal by Jeff Skinner. However, we get one right back. Mike Hoffman ties it up. 1-1 going into the second. Another early goal. Christian Dvorak, the guy we traded away for. However, Mike Hoffman coming up clutch again with a second goal of the game. You'll love to see that one. That's exactly why we got him. Where were his goals from? All right, so in the circle on one and then from the point on the other one. So, all right. Good goals so far. Third period time, tied 2-2. Can we do it right here? An early goal, 20, or was that 20, or no, 32, whatever, math. Right early in the, what is that angle, by the way? Look at where the G is. That is insane angle. Either way, they put us up 3-2. Get another power play. Can we hold on here? We're going back on the power play. Looks like to end the game. Let's go. Lindros makes it 4-3, or 4-2, excuse me. However, Skinner gets a goal late, making the game a little bit more, close than it should have been. But either way, we take it home. We beat Vancouver 4-2, moving on to the second round of the playoffs. Looks like after the game, we had an injury in Timothy Liljegren. But good thing is, we have Alanko back there that we were going to put in the lineup anyway. So we'll just do a simple 1-for-1 here. Looks like Dobson's going to stay in the lineup for now as we move on into round number 2, where we'll face off against, who knows. All right, so both of our teams are moving on here. We won 4-2. Portland won 3-2. Let's see here. Looks like the Portland already has their second round matchup. Who are they facing off against? They're facing off the Belleville Senators. So they're already up 1-0, which is nice. So let's continue on here. Try to find our second round matchup. Looks like we're facing off against the Calgary Flames here in the second round. But we got a couple guys returning from injury. So we're going to put those guys back in the lineup. And then we're going to go see what we're in store for Calgary. So we got Calgary in round number 2, like we just said. However, let's check out what we're in store for by checking out their lines, seeing their lineup, obviously, and seeing what we're in store for. Here we go. Okay, so they have a very, very good top 6. They're deep in the middle, and they have, some really good players. So, one just, instant thought here. Why is Gaudreau and Tkachuk on the second line? Is instantly a thought here. Let's see. Klimchuk got 4 points. Gaudreau, I guess 6 points. Tkachuk, 5 points. Okay, so I don't really know why that's a thing, but it looks like they're jam-packed in the center. Got depth for days. It looks like. But all right, so they got really good forwards. Defense just doesn't make sense to me, but okay. So they got TJ Brody still. They have Brandon Montour. Dougie Hamilton playing on the second line for some reason at a 91 overall. Interesting. Ian Cole, DeKaiser, and Edmondson. Okay. And then they have, oh gosh. I had forgotten we had traded Velaheinen to the Calgary Flames. Is it meant to be, guys? What did he do this year? That's exactly what I was afraid of. He was going to go somewhere else and absolutely dominate. But again, we had the preseason battle, and he unfortunately lost. But hey, we're in the playoffs now with Subban as our backup, and we got Calgary in front of us. So they're kind of in a similar situation as goaltender for us. With the kind of weaker goaltender, but either way, I'm excited. I mean, they have very good top 6. They have a really good center group. 2 guys on their third and fourth center group that, could be first liners realistically. I mean, Johnson could be up there, and, Janikowski probably be a, second liner. But they're third and fourth liners. So this is going to be crazy. Another very deep center pool. A really strange formation as far as their defensemen go. But either way, let's get into game number 1. Looks like our AHL team is absolutely crushing it right now. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep the momentum going into the second round here against Calgary. What did they go in the first round? So they went Game 7 in the first round against, I believe it was Edmonton? I believe it was. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, game number 1 versus the Calgary Flames. Let's get it going. We've played one less game, excuse me. So we'll be a little bit more fresh going into this one. But all right, let's see what happens here. Early power play for the other team. However, our fourth line center, Tyler Bozak, gets us on the board first with a goal immediately. However, Monahan quickly responds, even quicker responded by Tyler Johnson. And then here we go. The center train here, Ryopol. I don't really know how to pronounce that one. But 3 straight goals by Calgary. That's something you definitely don't want to encounter, especially with their center group. That's one from their top line center, their second line center, their third line center. Now you just need Janikowski to get a goal, and you got all 4 of your centers that get a goal. But we don't want that to happen, obviously. Power play says something about it. Lindholm with the second goal of the game for us, cutting it down to a 1-goal game. However, as soon as you say that, Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey over there, makes it 4-2, which doesn't help us. However, Hoffman, again, third goal of the game for us. However, as soon as I say it, they score again, making it 5-3, a 2-goal game. Something you definitely don't want to see. However, we still got a third period to play. Let's continue on. Power play for us here. A long power play. Nothing. Just nothing comes along there. However, Ryopol with his second goal of the game. High-scoring game here. I mean, this is kind of what we expected. You know, a very good, forward group in Calgary. You know, the very strange formation of defensemen and, weaker goalie. But, hey, 9 goals in game number 1 in Calgary. So this one's got me excited. Here we go. Game number 2. We can come back from this. Let's come back strong here in game number 2 in Calgary. At the, what is it? Is it the Scotiabank Center or place or whatever it is? No, I don't want to finish the game there. Let's go to 8 times speed, though, and continue on. Shinkarik gets the goal before I can even set up what I wanted to do there. Make it a 1-0. What was it? Just under 2 minutes, or just under a minute into the game. Don't want to see that, especially in game number 2 when we're trying to turn it around. End up in the first period there. Lazar with another goal heading into the second period. Another deficit going into the game. I guess now 3-0. Drake, I don't remember how to pronounce that one, but him scoring a third goal of the game. If we go in, we got to get a goal. Cut it down to at least 2. 1 minute. Oh, jeez. All right. So 3-goal deficit going into the third period. That's not something you wanted to see. However, we can still come back from this. We can still score 3 goals, obviously, to win the game. And hopefully eventually, get a fourth eventually. However, Spooner makes it a 2-goal game, cuts the lead down. Hopefully starts a goal-scoring train for us. Power play late in the game, Kyle Connor. Oh, jeez. Then Monahan scores, makes it out of reach. 4-2. We made almost a little bit of a comeback there with Connor's late goal. Such weird spots for a goal. All 3 of these goals, they're all on the outside, outside the circle. Kind of weird spots. Okay, Calgary takes game number 2. All right, we're down 2-0 right now, or I guess we're 0-2, whichever you want to call it. And these games have not really been close so far. I mean, 6-3 in the first game, 4-2 in the second game. Not looking good, but either way, let's get into the next month. We're in May now. We're at game number 3 here. We're in Seattle now. Let's take these home games. Why is it telling me to simulate to the day that I'm already on? Okay, that was weird. Whatever. Game number 3. We're in Seattle. Let's get it. Let's start off strong here with a goal within the first minute. Totally almost called it, but didn't. We're just starting slow right now, it looks like. Okay, well, as soon as I start to say something, oh my gosh, we get 2 goals immediately. Spooner gets the first one. Kempe gets the second one. And Lazar cuts the lead by 1. 2-1 game now. Oh gosh, it's 2-0 or a 2-2 game. End of the first period here. What do we got? Okay, so it's tied. So we get 2 goals back to back. Then we have Lazar answer immediately. And then we have Monahan. Crazy start to this game. 4 goals already in the game. What's going to happen next? There's got to be something crazy. So power play for Calgary doesn't work out. Power play for us doesn't work out. Power play for Calgary doesn't work out. And we're just halfway into the second period. This series is getting intense. What's going to happen here? 3 minutes left here. 2 minutes, 1 minute, nothing. So, all right, going into the third period, tied 2-2. Third period time. Can we get it? Power play, a huge power play from us. We went down to a 5-on-3. Then we went to a 5-on-4. We're back to the power play. Bear cheat. Let's go. Another one by Lilgren. Hey, his first goal of the year, I think it was. That's great to see. Klimchuk gets a goal for Calgary. Can we close this out and secure the win and cut the lead in the series? There we go. So Lilgren, kind of nice to see him get a goal. You know, Berchi, I don't think has a goal in a while. 3 stars of the game. Spooner at number 1, got 1-1. Monahan with 1-1 as well. And Bigros on defense with 2 assists. Here we go. This is a massive game for, it could either tie the series up 2-2 or it could put Calgary in the lead 3-1. So what's going to happen here? Obviously, we want the 2-2 score line. But here we go. An early power play for us, and they get a goal. Short-handed, you know, it looks like a shot from, you know, outside the slot, you know, outside the circles. That's a goal that can't go in the playoffs. I mean, a shot, obviously I don't know what type of shot, but something you don't want to see, you know, especially a short-handed goal, especially in the playoffs. But either way, had a late power play there, didn't end up doing anything on it. However, we still got 2 more periods to play here. What can happen? Anything at this point. It's only 1-0 game. Power play again. Come on. Okay, or not. Power play for Calgary. Nothing on that one either. A late power play for us in the second period. However, nothing again gets on it. Let's continue on with the period. Period number 3. There we go. Mike Hoffman gets a goal. However, if we know anything about this series so far, it's usually quickly answered. However, this one is going to take a little while. Another power play. No one seems to want to score on that one. We're out shooting them as well, which is good. Ooh, the late goal by Rubsov. I don't know how to pronounce that. But either way, 2 goals. I believe that's their 4th line left wing. The first one was shorthanded, and the second one was at a crazy angle. I think that guy's left-handed if I remember correctly. Both goaltenders in the 3 stars, along with I don't know how to pronounce that, but either way, it's do or die time now. We have to win every game from here on out. We got an away game. We got 2 away games and a home game. We got to win, but we can't let them win, obviously, or else we are out and we're sent to the drawing board in the off season. Something's gonna happen here. All right, power play for Calgary, and we score this time. Kempe, let's go. He's got a couple of goals, I think, this postseason. Got power play for Calgary. Nothing happens on that one. Kyle Connor, let's go. Makes it 2-0. This is huge. 2-0 lead going into the third period. What's going to happen now? We have to do something here. We have to maintain the lead, maybe get another one, and wrap this up. All right, Dougie Hamilton playing on the second line with 10 minutes to go. Cuts the lead in half, makes it 2-1. 4 minutes left now. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Hold on, boys. There we go. All right, 2-1 victory. You'll love to see that. 2 second period goals. Goaltenders in the 3 stars tonight once again. Kyle Connor wrapping up the 3 stars with the lone, well, I guess what would be the lone third period goal, I think it was. But all right, that game was massive. I mean, every game on out is, you know, a huge game. Let's keep going. We're back in Seattle here. We have to win this one, like I said, to continue on in this series. There we go. Ryan Spooner, a couple minutes into the game, gets a first goal on the board. A big start for us. That's what you want to see in game number 6. A very late goal by Bigros. 38 seconds left. You love to see that going into the second period. A third goal for our team here. Lindros with the goal. Going back on the power play. However, Montour gets a goal. All the goals seem to be from the blue line so far. You know, we got 3 defensemen on the board. And then we got Dubé to just cut the lead by 1. However, we got the 1-goal lead going into the third period. B. Gross with his second goal of the game, quickly followed by Hoffman, making it a 3-goal lead. 3/4 of the way through the third period. We got 5 minutes left. Klimchuk cuts the lead. Johnson cuts the lead again. We got a 1-goal game. The 2-minute warning. Dubé with the last minute goal, tying the game up. This is for all the marbles. We got overtime. The next goal is gonna win. Oh gosh, I am nervous. Let's continue on though. Who's gonna get it? Power play? Come on. That's a huge power play too. Let's go, Brock Besser! The overtime victory from an insane angle. Bringing it home for Seattle, which forces a Game 7. Huge game by B. Gross with 2 goals on the back end. Dylan Dubé doing well for Calgary over there with 2 goals and 1 assist. Tyler Johnson with a goal and 2 assists himself. So big game all around for a couple of key players for each team. A high scoring game, 6-5, 11 total goals. What was the shots like? 41-37. We got it. We outplayed them in overtime. It looks like we had 5 shots. They only had 1. We're setting up for a massive, guys, and I mean massive, Game 7. What's going to happen here? Let's take a quick look at the AHL team, though. Looks like they're starting a series against the Charlotte Checkers. They're already up 2-0 in that series, so they only need 2 more wins to move on to the third round. But here's our main focus. As usual, the NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's bring it home, boys. Versus Calgary. Game number 7. Who's going to show up when we need them? Is it going to be Hoffman, Besser? It looks like, who was that? Goudreau, I think it was, for Calgary. Early start for them. Do not want to see that. But who's going to show up? We have Besser. We have Hoffman that's been scoring goals. You know, B. Gross with a huge game last game. 1-0 game going into the second period. They're out shooting us, however. Doesn't matter. It's all about what the numbers are on the scoreboard. And with Tyler Johnson, I think the numbers on the scoreboard are, it makes it 2-0. 3-0 now. Lazar puts it to the 3-goal lead. What's going to happen here? We've done it before. 3-goal lead, or 3-goal deficit, I should say, for us going into the third period. We've done it before. Can we do it again? If not, we're going to be going home too early. But here we go. Big third period here. We probably should get a goal within the first 10 minutes. That would be absolutely massive. That power play would have definitely helped, but doesn't. All right, so we got to score 3 goals in 7 minutes now. Uh-oh. I don't think we're going to do it here unless we get super quick goals. Doesn't look like it's our year once again. But hey, we push it to a Game 7 in round number 2. You know, it looks like the big forward group of Calgary ends up taking us out. But hey, we pushed it to the Game 7. We made it to, you know, the second round. I'm happy with that. Obviously, we took out Vancouver, who had a crazy good record, you know, in the regular season. They had 55 wins. So we took them out 4-2. We then go against Calgary, lose the first 2 games. You know, win Game 3, we lose Game 4. And then we come back. We get 2 straight wins, 1-goal games, an overtime win, and then we just didn't show up in game number 7. So that ends our run here in the Stanley Cup Finals. Made it to round number 2. We beat Vancouver. We lost to Calgary. So unfortunately, that's not the result we wanted to see. However, let's watch the AHL team real quick, and then we'll wrap up the episode. So they're still facing up against the Charlotte Checkers, like I said. What kind of name is that? MCL sprain. All right. So it looks like it is a defenseman, I should say. Let's go put him in the lineup here. So I think this guy is left-handed, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, he is. So all right, let's continue on. We're not gonna go nearly in depth with this one, but I'm guessing we took that one. There we go. 11-4. So all right, don't know how How do you have 11? Oh, because the first round's kind of weird. But I think this is the Calder Cup Finals, right? Yeah, it is. So we could win with 15 wins. So all we gotta do is win 4. So Ron Callahan, that's a big loss for them. All right, so open up against a loss, get a win. So we're 1-2 right now. Callahan's back immediately. All right, so we get a couple. What happened? Uh-oh, we went game 7. And we win! Let's go! Our AHL team wins. The Portland Storm. Let's get it. The Stanley Cup champions are the Pittsburgh Penguins. So right before we end the season here, here's the draft lottery results. We're going to wrap up the episode here in a second. We're going to check out the stats and all that good stuff here in a sec. But I just want to simulate a little bit here. Get up to one of the final days before the offseason starts. And here we go. So LA gets the first pick. We got a couple of trades in there. We don't have any of them, but just a quick look at them. And let's go wrap it up. So we haven't gotten to retirements yet. So we still have our full team. So let's start off with player stats. Here we go. So Kyle Connor led the way with points with 10. We played 13 games. Hoffman had a huge goal scoring experience there. Followed right by Besser. You'd love to see that one. Horvat showed up a lot in the postseason. It's good to see. Turris there. Kempe with a couple of big goals. Berchi, I'd like to see a little bit more points out of him. Up in the 7 range, but not everyone can score points. Glass had a huge goal in there. Kempe was pretty huge. I'm really glad we got him. But all right, Lindros led the way with 6 points. Bigros was up there with 5. Shattenkirk, really, really quiet postseason. Don't know what happened there, but he might be on his way out as far as retirement goes. I'm not exactly sure yet. Obviously, we haven't gotten there. Lonko with a point. Dobson. Okay, so rough for our defenseman this year. In the postseason, but Subban came in, played a game. He allowed 4 goals, but I got a win. So it makes his stats look horrible. But either way, Fitzpatrick won 7 of the 13 games. Good to see there. But let's check out the AHL team since they end up winning the entire thing. Ian Scott takes home the gold as far as the star goaltender there. Defenseman, Dobson was a little bit lower than I liked him to be. I liked him to start getting a little bit more points rather than play a little bit more defensive. But I really just don't understand how these guys only play a few games a year and somehow do better than the guys that have been in the lineup all year long. Don't get that one. But quiet year for our defenseman down there. But either way, look at this one, Hainsey. If this guy doesn't jump up to like a 76 overall in the postseason, I don't know what's gonna happen. But a massive performance by Hainsey. He was our top line center, believe it or not, behind, or I guess ahead of Zibanejad, who's 80 overall. But Kemp was up there once again. Bell was up there. You love to see that one. Bolduc was up there. And you can see the rest of the guys. But hey, they won the Calder Cup, so whatever they had to do to get there was their business. Here we go. Here is the playoff tree. Here is the NHL first. So you have us at the very bottom there. We won 4-2 against Vancouver. It looks like Calgary went to Game 7 against Edmonton. They went to Game 7 against us. And then they get swept by St. Louis. Interesting to see there. But all right, St. Louis sweeps Minnesota, and then they beat San Jose. And then, like I said, the St. Louis won 4-0. And they get to the finals and face off against Pittsburgh. So it looks like they 4-1. It's only 5 games down against Columbus. They beat the Islanders 4-2. They swept. Wow, both conference finals were sweeps. That's kind of surprising, is it not? But all right, then they both sweep the conference finals, but then they go Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Does that make sense? Not really. So they look at the AHL here while it loads. So it looks like Portland beat Rochester, they beat Belleville, they beat Charlotte, and then they beat San Antonio in Game 7 to bring it all home. The next thing is the awards. We have the Stanley Cup Finals winner in the Pittsburgh Penguins. President's Trophy went to the Vancouver Canucks, even though we took them out in the first round. The Clarence S. Campbell, wins the winner of the Western Conference, which was St. Louis, and then the Prince of Wales was the Eastern Conference. Let's head on over to the Player Awards. The Art Ross Trophy, the most points was Evgeny Malkin. The Hart Memorial Trophy, so the MVP, most valuable, is to his team, was Tyler Seguin. The James Norris goes to Aaron Ekblad, so it's the greatest defenseman. Lady Bing goes to Tyler Seguin. The Calder Memorial goes to T. Pusher. Don't really know how to pronounce that, but he the Rookie of the Year. The Conn Smythe obviously goes to the goaltender, or the player most valuable to his team in the playoffs. Usually it's kind of a goaltender if they do really well. The Vezina goes to the best goaltender, which was Thatch Demko, even though we took him out in the first round once again. Same thing. He won the William Jennings, so he had the fewest goals scored against him in at least 25 games. Bill Masterson, really? So the guy we traded to New Jersey won an award. That's incredible. But he won the, the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. The Frank J. Selke Award, who's the best defensive forward, which was Barkov. The Ted Lindsay goes to the most outstanding player, so Tyler Seguin once again. The last award here with the most goals goes to Evgeny Malkin. So Malkin's going home with a huge, trunk of, trophies and everything else. That's kind of it. I mean, I'm going to simulate up to the draft here and, and see who retired mainly. I guess that's kind of the only reason we're still in the video. I'll simulate up. I kind of don't hope Shattenkirk retires, but then I also kind of do, so I can move Dobson up. One retirement that we had was Tyler Bozak, our fourth line center. I'm not really surprised. He was getting up there in age as far as, sports goes. But hey, I'm happy with that. Only one retirement, only one guy to do anything with. But I'll do the trade block off camera. But anyway, that is it for me today. I mean, NHL 19's coming right around the corner. So we're going to continue on. Try to get another season in, maybe 2 if we're lucky, before NHL 19 starts. We got a couple weeks still. But like I said, guys, that is it for me today. I hope you guys did enjoy. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring home the Stanley Cup. And, we had our AHL team win the Calder Cup. So that was super nice to see. Congrats to them. However, we're focused on the big one. We're focused on the Stanley Cup. We're going to come back next year. We might have a different strategy going into the draft and free agency, trying to, upgrade and fill the holes that we have in our team. But like I said, this is it for me today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, hit the like button down below. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.
I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body so I can take you wherever. Like, I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body, I can look at you and